I mean, the only thing, it's just the hummus. That's just in the name.
Right.
Just in the name of the show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I figured that out about 2 episodes in. I'm like, oh, so one must be insane.
Mumbling to yourself in the car, just like, I get it. Okay.
So,
All right.
lasagna and falafel podcast.
Yeah,
taken.
that was say too many syllables. I thought. We ran through a couple focus groups.
Doesn't roll off the tongue the same way.
No.
This is the Pizza and Hummus Podcast.
So why would you listen to the Pizza and Hummus podcast?
Am I right, bada bing?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I laughed way too hard at that. That's the worst thing ever.
And we're back with the Pizza and Hummus Podcast. We got, this is Vince. And with the giggling, we got Richie.
Hey, what's going on?
And we have a special guest today. That's what's going on.
Special.
Special. Very special.
So special.
We have Dan Wallack, who is the host of Eats and Laughs at Eats and Crafts.
Wow, you got it.
I nailed it.
Boom.
And we're going to talk about comedy and other cool and fighting and great stuff.
Perfect. We're here with Dan Wallack here in Michigan.
Michigan. Oh, boy.
Yeah, dude.
But you just moved. Did you just move back to Michigan, or you always been in Michigan?
No, I'm not from Michigan. I'm from New York. I'm actually, so I listen to the podcasts. Your cousin, Chris?
Yeah. Yep.
He's in Astoria. I used to live in Astoria. Like
Really?
Yeah, I'm from New York City.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
He probably lived maybe like a mile, maybe half a mile away from where I used to live, if I had to guess. He mentioned
Oh, wow.
Astoria Park and stuff like that. So
Did you grew up there?
that's, yeah, I was like born in Brooklyn and raised in like Queens, Long
nice.
Island. Worked in the city for a couple of years and all that kind of stuff.
So what brought you over here?
Yeah.
Married a girl from Michigan.
How'd you meet her?
She was out in, she's going to school for criminal justice. We met out there and dated and married and, all that stuff. But we got like married out here. I got married in like Bay City.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we started having kids, and New York is not conducive to
No.
having children. We had like a 1-bedroom apartment. Our kid was like, the crib was just in the middle of the living room. And we're like, yeah, it's time to go get a house and stuff like that. And so
Just put it on wheels and let it roll.
she
around
always
the
wanted to
house.
get back to Michigan anyway, and I was never really that in love with New York anyway. And especially being there for that many years. It's once you get married, all the magic of New York.
The Frank Sinatra lights.
Oh, it's because my wife came out. Her entire like view of New York City was based on Home Alone 2. So, so she thought she'd you should be there on like Christmas Eve, like alone with the tree in Rockefeller Center, and then you get there and it's just 8 billion people
Getting locked in a toy store and playing the piano with her feet.
Oh,
Is that big? That's big.
It's, instead of taxis, you just get a limo with a pizza.
There was none of that. There was none of that at all.
Now, were you doing stand-up when you were in New York?
Never.
Nothing.
Never did stand up.
When did you move to Michigan? How old were you?
I was 30 when I moved to Michigan. Moved out to Lansing, actually, area. Worked there for about 3 years and then came out here. I work in advertising. Like you.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know.
So okay. So what kind of got you into stand-up? What made you think, okay, I'm going to start doing...
I've always liked stand-up since I was like a way young kid.
Who did you like?
Back in the day, I'm trying to think. Like you watch, like it used to be like MTV used to have like a half-hour comedy thing, and
Not Comedy Central presents.
Comedy Central wasn't even a thing when I was like into comedy.
That's how young we are, Richie.
Yeah, you guys are like
We had to use
just
Morse
fresh-faced
code to talk
children.
about the new episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I get it. Okay.
Exactly. No, it was like MTV basically. Comedy Central didn't exist. It was like MTV and VH1.
Okay.
Was it? And they had like there was like an hour special or something like that every so often, and I used to watch that. I mean, the earliest ones I can remember. I used to listen to like Jackie Mason tapes.
Oh, wow.
Because New York Jews, like that's just it's like you have to. It's like they give it to you after your bar mitzvah.
VHS tape of it, be like, here you go, spend it wisely.
Here you go. Don't spend it all in one place. But yeah, no, like Jackie Mason, and then kind of escalates you. I'm trying to think who I remember as like standouts. I mean, I used to watch like Dr. Katz.
Okay.
Dr. Katz.
Yeah.
That's a great show, and that was like early, like just getting stand-ups.
Yeah.
Just out there, like doing material. Like Dave Attell. I mean, it's weird.
Because at that point, what did they do? They either do late night set or they did, or they had
there was
an
always
HBO.
specials. HBO had specials, and there were some things that you could, there were some avenues where you could watch stand up. But that was like, I'm like 13 years old, and then, you know, got older in the city. You know, you have access to Caroline's and the Cellar and, you know, Gotham. So we'd go out. I mean, we saw, you know, I've seen like a bunch of legit, I've seen like Tosh, I've seen Chris Rock, Seinfeld, you know, so, you know, that's the good part about New York is you could see a lot of that like often.
And I had open mics too. Like,
yeah, but I mean, wasn't my world, so I didn't know anything of that. But yeah, it was still cool just being in New York for that kind of stuff, and to like date and being like dating my wife and courting her like in New York was very cool.
Showing her,
and then what's that?
Showing her like the prince around town, be like, in this comedy club.
Oh, not even comedy club. She couldn't give a shit about comedy, but you know, just in general, like Times Square, like you grow. I lived in New York 30 years, and I never did any of the touristy bullshit. Like, you'll do a couple of things, you know, in New York City, you'll glance past Times Square and that sort of stuff. And then my wife just into it. Yeah. And so I had to do every dumb touristy thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, granted, unless you just totally just didn't enjoy any of it, just don't even say it on the podcast. But I feel like that's like one of those things where people are like, yeah, I had kids and then I could play with my Legos again. Yeah. Like that'd be excuse to be like, I got to see Times Square with fresh eyes.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what it was. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Got to eat at a local Sparrows.
Get me a New York slice. Yeah. Yeah, I watched The Office.
Yeah. It works. So then you started actually doing comedy when you were in Michigan then.
Yeah, not even in Lansing. I just got out here. You know, we moved to Troy. And I don't know, I needed a hobby. I've been married for a long time with kids and stuff. So it's just like you could just get into that where you're, if I just keep doing this, I'm just going to be an old man who sits around the house and, you know, like does nothing. Like I need a thing. I need a hobby.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to do it. I always wanted to try it. I went to Ridley's one night, just like thinking that I could, the noob in me. Was just like, I'll just go up and I'll ask for stage time and they'll let me up.
Oh, so you went up just like in person, shook someone's hand
and
physically.
I was like, hey, so how do you get up on stage? And they're like, you got to call. And, and then I got into that where you have to call Ridley's once a week.
You have to cold call. And...
hi, I'm on the list with you. And then they by the like third or fourth week, they're like, okay, yeah, we'll get you on.
Yeah. They're winking over the phone. You're like, I heard that.
There's no fucking way. You're going to do the class?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now you actually host an open mic.
I did. It's not an open mic. I host a show.
That's true. You host a show. Yeah, it's not really that open.
No.
There's just a mic.
Can't get on there. Don't show up. You showed up the first one, man.
I know.
We'll book through January 2020. He did what I did.
He did the Ridley's.
I did. Well, because so Jarrett was saying, oh yeah, I'm doing this show here. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And I look it up and I'm like, wait a minute, that's 8 minutes from my house. I go, I got to at least call and see, you know, what's the procedure? Do I call? What I do? So I call and some random lady answers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I just go, hey, I wanted to know if I can get on the show for tomorrow. And she goes, yeah, you know, tickets are this much. I go, oh, no, I don't want to watch. I want to perform. And she goes, oh, okay, well, let me go check and see. So I get on a wait time. I'm assuming she just went to the bathroom and came back.
Nothing.
Yeah, because she came back.
Just so you know, I was never. Somebody came here looking for Steve. No, it never happened.
Yeah. So then she answers and she's like, yeah, just come here like before 9 and just talk to them and, you know, you'll get on. I'm like, okay. So I'm going. So
wow, you got lied to, man. Now I feel bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got you up the last show.
Maybe when she was like, when you were like, I'm looking to perform, and she was like, I got it, and she's like, life is a performance, and then she just went back and smoked a long. Virginia.
Otherwise I wouldn't have done
dance for me.
I would have went to like check out the place, and then maybe I would have met you. Hey, you know, for future shows, let me know what I got to do. But she was just like, yeah, just come early. We don't, you know. Okay,
they did a good job on that place. Did you go there? Like, are you from here? Then you saw like what it used to be before they redid it.
Yeah. So my dad and them, my dad like grew up at that old bowling alley, so they were just like, oh my gosh, they were just so amazed. Like, there's no smoke in here. I'm like, yeah, that's how long it's been. But no, I mean, it's nice.
What the hell is a laser tag?
Escape from what? Where is?
How many people think it's an escape room? Like that's Wow, they should have thought that out a little better before that trend was up.
Yeah. Oh, so it's okay. So
it's an escape room. So you go in, they lock you, and they change you to a chair, and you got to figure the puzzles to get out.
Yeah. So
it's like blaming your kid Luke Skywalker after the first one. There was never a sequel that we thought this was going to blow up. I don't know.
So so there actually isn't an escape room.
There's no escape room. So they have bowling. They have laser tag.
Laser tag.
Laser tag. Which I had my kids. We did my kid's birthday there, and kids don't know how to play laser tag. Like under a certain age, it is just lost on them. They just stand right in front of each other and with the guns just pointed at each other.
Yeah,
and they don't understand like what. I'm losing. And you gotta run. Like you're supposed to be running and hiding.
Yeah, come on. You don't know. Like you don't want to get shot. Be like, well, I don't know why he doesn't want to shoot me.
you wouldn't make it 5 seconds in Fortnite.
It's just like you kids are making me sad right now.
And you just pretend you're in Vietnam right now.
Dad's unhappy.
No scholarships in the future.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because I was kind of just nonchalantly like looking like, I wonder where's the escape room here.
Nope. They have that thing where it's like a laser where you gotta like if you're like a jewel heist, you're gonna practice.
Oh, where it's like you have to. There's like different.
Yeah. If you wanna like practice for robbing a jewelry store at midnight.
You know that current crime that people always do.
It happens. Well, the good ones you don't hear about, right?
See, that's how you know.
It's only the idiots that get caught. Sorry.
No, it's all good. One thing I do like about your show is I remember when I first went up. Bring it on. When I first went there, thinking I was going to go on and I couldn't go on, I was almost a little like intimidated. I was like, oh, I got to really make sure I get my crap together because the comedians you picked, almost all of them killed. I mean, there wasn't really anyone that like bombed and it was so awkward. Like they all would do a good job.
I mean, that's part of the deal, I think. Yeah. Especially trying to do a show because I did one. So I started. I tried to do a show called The Dinner Show first, and I did it at that Royale with Cheese place in Midtown.
Yeah,
and I figured, oh, that's a good spot right near Wayne State, and just nobody gave a shit. There was like 3 people there. It was embarrassing. No. So it was like so I put all this into it, all this effort. I even I had all the comedians like come out to like shoot promo like photos and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So I had them all together like in the venue and like so I thought that would like help the marketing and it was just a waste of money.
Oh no.
So whatever. I mean, it was a good learning experience to be like, yeah, you gotta not. You can't really. Don't make too much out of this.
I
man. You
really
realize,
like the promo photos, and I'm upset that didn't work.
No, I know.
Were they all just like in UFC, like facing each other? With
I said, guys, come down to the venue, check it out. I'll buy you guys lunch, and we'll just And one of the comedians was a photographer anyway, so I was like, that just come shoot a little bit, and I'll use it to promo the show.
Yeah.
Didn't make a difference.
Your version of the coffee mug.
It was my family and like 3. There were like a couple of people there, but it was not
So you were hosting an open mic.
I was hosting. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was. But it was all over my. You could just tell how disappointed I was.
Yeah.
Just me. I was like, all right, there's no like who am I talking to?
After in between each comic, you're just like kicking sand in the back.
So then I tried that. I kept the logo. It's the same logo for the because I didn't want to lose that. I was proud of that logo.
Yeah.
So I kept it, and this opened, and I saw the room over at Escape, and I was like, oh my god, that's a comedy room right there. Because I was doing so many shows. I was kind of helping out John McCaffrey. You guys know John at all? So he had his show for a little while. And I was helping him do his marketing, I helped him rebrand and everything like that. And he would always put me up. He was very, he's a good friend. So, and just learning from his show, he picked some good venues, and then some venues was like just that, surprise, we're doing a comedy show here.
Yeah.
So where it's just you're in a bar and you're just competing with the bar noise, and there's no stage. It's just you.
Been there.
Gotta love
that.
There
was the Blarney Stone, where like if the Wings are playing and they score, like a red siren goes off through the whole place. It went off during Kemany's set.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That would have been hilarious if you timed your joke perfectly. A solid joke, punchline, and then the siren went off.
Oh, yeah.
It'd just be like, well, I'm done for the rest of my life.
I always think of the better thing after the show is over, unfortunately. Like, I was in my car, I was like, oh, God, you could have played off that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, is this it? Is this everybody out? Yeah. Grab the top shelf liquor and let's go.
Doomsday preppers. Here we go. Get out of here. I wore 2 pairs of socks today.
It's not so much that nobody laughs. The worst feeling is when like no one's even paying attention, or if no one, like you said, no one's even there.
Yeah.
If they're just like
a guy with his back to you.
Yeah. I'm fine to bomb. I'm not fine to be like,
Yeah.
how do I win over all my new friends that don't know me?
Yeah. Like, as long as they're at least paying attention, they don't have to, like, they might not laugh, okay, but
Yeah.
if they're just like, anyway.
Well, it's just like these people they came out to drink and
No,
and
I
hang
always
with their
feel
friends,
so
like,
bad for them. Like
it's kind of it's a rough thing to do, which is why, so getting back to that, I mean, that's why I wanted a room. I wanted a closed door. I wanted, where you have to, okay, I bought a ticket. I'm here for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I validated
and I
parking. I don't know
was-
who that guy was, but I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. Gave my keys.
To a guy with a vest. I don't know.
He looked trustworthy.
I had a good bag of Pringles in there. They better not get into my Pringles. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and we've been lucky so far. We've filled
sounds
the
like it's been
room
going
every
great.
time. So, hopefully we keep that pace. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
expecting at some point there's going to be a show where 3 people are there, but
Yeah.
for now, it's
Yeah.
good. And knowing the comedians who you want on there. I mean, that was the other part is I wanted to make a room. I didn't want to make a show as much as I wanted to build a room.
Yeah.
And just that people know that this is a place where good comedians are going up. And it's we're not just letting anybody up and doing their most offensive.
Let me try out this. It's made my family upset, but let me try it out in this room.
Cindy still won't talk to me, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah, because that's the worst too, even just from like a comedian's perspective of where if you go to certain open mics and everyone is just so bad that you're sitting around going, am I this bad? Like, what am I doing here? I drove all the way here and everyone is just bad.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, the
Like-
bad gets amplified by the fact that there's no real audience.
Yeah.
Especially
That
when
too.
you do a show and it's all just other stand-ups who are just waiting to,
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
even listening to you probably. They're just going over in their head their own material
Yeah.
for when it's their turn. So that's just, it's not a good gauge.
It's a bad
of
combination
how
too.
you are.
Because I've been to shows that again objectively everyone's just trying new material. They're trying the most offensive bit that they can't try anywhere else. But the comics are involved. They're like, because they know it's just comics, they're like heckling you constructively.
Yeah.
And like there's just silence and I'll just hear a comic go, I didn't get it. I couldn't follow you. That's why I didn't laugh. And they'll be like, oh, okay. And then they'll like make it. And it's just like, there's like other rooms where you at least get something out of it because you recognize this is lower level stand up.
Yeah.
And this is part of it. This is part of the hard part of it. And so, I mean, I feel like the combination of no one paying attention and then the comics also not paying attention, it's just like, okay, I'm listening
Who's
to
this
me.
for?
Who's this for? It's
I'm
not,
just talking to silence, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just running through my set and just to know it. Like, and there's nothing worse than just doing a joke where there should be some reaction.
Yeah, 'cause
and
you play
just
off
hear
it.
nothing.
yeah.
And that's always been tough for me. That's why I'm not like a serious. I did it I think I started like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was trying to like get up everywhere I could and doing all the driving, and I was just like, this is not worth it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just especially just there's no, I'm a grown, grown man with children and responsibilities. Like I'm never like, all right, honey, hitting the road.
It's a Tuesday. I'll
Yeah.
see you at midnight.
I'm gonna go make this work at 40. It's time.
yeah.
That's funny.
So I just wanted to, it's good. The room is 5 minutes from my house. You know what I mean? Like
This works for you so well.
Yeah.
I think so. This
Yeah.
is pretty. It's pretty. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. That's the thing that got me really excited about doing your show as well. It's
close by.
It's close by.
There it is.
And yeah, like when you're kind of married, I'll occasionally get this from my wife. She'll be like, "But do you have to drive 2 hours?
Do you
to
have a plan
perform
B?
for 3 to 5 minutes, and then come back home when you could? I don't know, take out the garbage." I'm like, what? But when you get that one laugh though.
There
The
you go.
whole time you're driving back, you're like, I knew it. That was such a good idea.
Yeah.
Thought of
love
it,
it.
on the drive.
I love it.
Show.
Plus, dude, take out the garbage right before you leave, man.
Come on.
Come on, get
On
your house
way
in
to the
order,
car.
Vince.
Get your
No,
act
I
together.
want to keep it nice and stinky.
See, now I'm
It's a power play.
single, so I have no one who cares about me.
Oh my god, you
So
live
I
a
just
life-
drive. Yeah, 50 minutes.
But you have every app on your phone where you can dial up
You know, I've been
the
meaning,
ladies
I've
or the
been
men.
meaning-
I don't know what you're into, but I don't want to guess. It's a new world we live
ahead,
in.
guess. Look
you
at me,
guys are
guess.
young.
The beard is very mixed feelings.
I've been meaning to do a bit on explaining, because I have a bit on Tinder, low hanging fruit, but I've been meaning to do a bit of explaining Tinder to married men because they see it as like Narnia on your phone. And be
really-
like, you just reach in and
very
you,
true.
and you grab a half woman, half horse. And then you're like, well, you're my wife until I want another half horse. And then I'm just like, yeah, man, that is what it is. That's exactly what it's like.
It's not what it's like.
Not
at
even
all.
a little bit.
Well, good. Squash all my dreams right now. Just let me know the realities of Tinder.
Tinder is basically you're finding someone who will also agree to lie about how you met to another person. And be like, do you want to say Blockbuster? Be
It's
like, no,
still a
it's
thing?
closed. No.
Damn.
Family Video there.
There it is.
It always goes back to family
Yeah,
video.
I'm waiting to get that sponsorship.
That is the thing though, because when I think about people, you just gotta find some girls on Tinder. I'm like, is that what you want to tell your grandchildren? We had this thing where you just swipe left and right on who you wanted to bang, and your grandma was one of them. The end.
God, the best woman I ever met.
Oh, I swiped right and here you are.
And here you are, and you swiped right into my lap.
I should have read the full paragraph to the description where she talked about how she hates her dad. But when you're just horny and you're just swiping left and right, you don't care.
When I see that Seymour I'm okay.
Seymour. That's a red flag.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, there's more I have to read on
This isn't even APA format. I'm going to need citations, references. Like, I don't know where you got this information from.
Oh, man.
So Richie's in grad school.
All right.
That's who they're producing in the education system.
Nice. Are you really in grad school?
Yeah.
Or was that okay?
Yeah.
What are you studying?
Public health. So
I don't
at
know
a
what that- what is that?
population based. So as opposed to like the individual, it's at the bigger picture. How do you like implement? It's part of it. It's really broad, but how do you implement like large scale programs to help a population of people or a community as opposed to like this fixes a broken knee?
Oh, like Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Okay.
Richie's kind of like Chandler, where you don't really know what his job is or what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
you're
and
just like, well, he pays his bills, so
And I can't.
whatever you got to do.
Whatever gets you there, man.
I've never been so insulted in my life as a comedian. You're like Chandler. Oh, maybe that Zac Efron movie will pay off.
When you said you were Chandler, it was weird. I thought you meant Ross, which is very strange because Ross was the teacher.
The paleontologist.
You very much knew. I don't know why that's where
Yeah.
it went in my head.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Vince has to be Ross because of the Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, we do have a lot
obsession.
of Jurassic Park. Remember they got all
You're
the
like way
pops.
into Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park was just something I've always loved ever since I was little, and I feel like that's kind of stemmed into what
No.
got me into making movies. And
No judgment, man. I
All
just
that
finished
stuff.
binge watching that Cobra Kai show.
There you
because of
go.
My Karate Kid obsession.
I heard it's pretty good.
You feeling motivated?
It's really good. It was really good. It didn't end how I kind of wanted it to end, but they ended it how they kind of should have ended it.
Yeah.
But
Walter
yeah.
White died.
Wait, what's that? I'm not here to give spoilers.
Well,
That's why we brought you on.
I mean, just based off the trailer, which anyone can watch, I kind of liked how they made the Karate Kid seem like a douchebag.
You really get to see both sides. Because like if you're that dorky that you're into like the movie as much as there's been like videos about how
Yeah.
Johnny is Daniel's the real bully in Karate Kid if you really go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Which it really kind of is. It's kind of messed
he's an
up.
annoying kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you think that's okay?
And they keep it going into the show, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it also it shines a really big light on what terrible actors these two guys are. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'll say that the show is good. It's not like they're not doing a good job, but they're
Yeah.
not. These guys are not like.
It's not their
that's funny.
Citizens
There's a
Kane.
reason why they haven't acted in like 30 years. Like, they're,
Oh, it has the actual.
it's the same guys. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. I just feel like there's been a wave of like the bands from the 60s and 70s who I love, but they're like reunion tour. And I'm like, I didn't even know how are you supposed to get the old guitar back. Got to add new strings. Can't sing, can't move. I'll be sitting in a chair playing my favorite song. Hope it's as good as it used to be.
So help me if I go see Def Leppard and the drummer's playing with two arms. It's like, what the fuck?
Unless one's a robot arm
Update your act.
and the wrist can spin, so that way as he's
Oh, that would be sweet.
Skynet.
It all goes back to Skynet.
If only they use their technology for good instead of evil.
So yeah, so you're going to be super psyched when they reboot Jurassic Park, even though they keep making movies.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing though, is that I haven't been a big fan of these Jurassic World movies. Aside
The
from
one?
Chris Pratt. Well, no, now they have a sequel.
But it's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
Looks
No,
great.
so I don't know.
I feel like the Jurassic World so far it's been we made a worse dinosaur, and
Yeah.
then they're like, we need the worst dinosaurs to beat the bet. I don't know how it
It
works.
always
but
comes back to the Raptors. They're
Every
like
time.
weirdly I think the director has
Do they
like a
not-
weird thing for raptors.
Do they not know other dinosaurs exist? There's raptors and then
I feel
one
like
T-Rex.
it's not the end all be all. You have
No.
these gigantic things running around,
No.
and then it always comes down to these like, oh, they're about our size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they're really romanticizing.
They're just a little bigger with a cool claw.
Yeah.
They try to play off like, no, these raptors, they were like the geniuses back then.
They were the
And
dolphins of the land.
Yeah. They were just super smart and they could like work as a team. And they're like, they're just like us.
I just want to see one scene of one of the raptors.
And then the T-Rex comes in. And everyone's like, yeah, that's the good part.
I just want to see one scene of the raptors with like huddled around like a table, and one's got like that see-through green visor, and he's just like doing everyone's taxes. Just be like, yeah, this is what it was like.
I'm surprised they don't make the dinosaurs smarter. Like they don't go, oh, like we mixed it with this DNA and now they're learning to use tools. Like just it just turns into like Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but with dinosaurs.
A Space Odyssey 2001.
They've never done anything with like bugs. Like bugs
A Bug's Life.
overtaking. No. I mean like the apocalyptic. Like you realize like if there were like if they up their numbers, like
Yeah.
bugs would,
I feel like they could do
they
that.
would destroy us all.
Well, I mean,
absolutely.
there's a lot of like gray, black and white movies of just like giant bugs. Is that what
Yeah.
you're looking for?
No, more
Because I am.
Yeah. Well, I always thought like, like if like a yellow jacket
Yeah.
was just a little bit bigger. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't leave the
like the
house.
size of a small dog.
Or, like,
like wouldn't that be enough? Wouldn't
That'd
that
be
be enough to
for me
carry a
just be
franchise?
like,
I feel like
maybe
it
I'll
would.
work from home from now on.
Bees. It's all. Well, I guess that would be a bee movie. Well, here's the thing that's terrifying is like if ants were as big as dogs, we'd be done.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember when I was a kid, we found this bunch of all these ants on the sidewalk. So we took a big daddy long legged spider. We put it by the ants, and that spider ran. We're like, okay, so we picked him up again. He kept running away. Sure enough, he ran. The ants swarmed him, each grabbed a leg and pulled at the same time. And he fell
wow.
down with no legs.
Why are you trying to play God?
I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, he knew.
That's
he
frightening.
knew. And I was like, I never saw better teamwork than like a synergy in an office. I mean,
Yeah.
they just instantly, boom, each grabbed one leg, no one grabbed two, and just yanked at the same time. And it went whoop. And then they took the body and went in the hole. I was like, oh my gosh,
They're
that's
very
nightmares.
organized.
It's that hive mind. They're
Nobody's
all one.
talking about that. We're all worried about the ozone layer.
Yeah.
No.
Everyone's talking about
Ants.
that. We need to start thinking about ants. Get your act together, everybody.
Yeah, I'm just saying, ants are scary, man. Everyone's always afraid of bees, right? Because the bees, they have parasites in them and they're dying.
Yeah,
sure about
they're
that?
not doing well.
They're not doing well.
At the end of their career.
They're on their way out.
Buy some
Millions a
local
year
honey.
career.
People are gonna the guac at Chipotle is gonna double in price because there's no avocados because the bees aren't around.
That's how
That's
you
what I
how you
hear.
get people behind it.
Yeah, that's what
I
you
hear.
do.
Yeah, you
That's-
gotta put it in
that's
real
the-
terms, man.
that's
Nobody
the
wants
incentive.
to.
You want to pay extra for guac? I'll show you paying extra for guac. How about our ozone layer? It goes back to that.
We're going to meet you where you are. You're at the guac.
No more punch cards. Just save the bees.
So do you still have a lot of family in New York?
Yeah, most of my family is out there.
Are
still.
they kind of salty that you're in Michigan now?
Little, yeah. I mean, my parents still live out on Long Island. They come out a fair amount to see their grandkids and stuff like that. I have like aunts, uncles, cousins, that sort of thing. And then I have some family up in like Boston area.
Okay.
So we're pretty much East Coast family. I'm the one Midwesterner now.
Yeah.
But I can't, dude. The difference in life out here is like I'm never going back to the
Really?
coast
Yeah.
ever again. Yeah,
Tell me more.
wouldn't have, dude. I mean, this is just a life of convenience we live out
Yeah.
here. You have no idea. Like, have you been to like New York ever? Like visited or?
Not as an adult.
Are you you're not gonna do the pilgrimage, the comedian pilgrimage?
I might do. I might
keep
do.
seeing on Facebook.
Might do a
where everybody's-
hiatus. And yeah.
where they go run around Astoria and Manhattan doing
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah. Doing a 1 a.m. 3
See,
minute.
this is interesting. Yeah, because my cousin, he grew up in Troy, and then now he lives in Astoria.
Yeah.
So we have a kind of switch, and he's like, "Oh, Astoria, everything's there. It's so
It is.
In,
I mean,
in New
it's-
York, everything's there, and you're here like, no, everything's convenient here.
Well,
You guys
everything.
did a Freaky Friday.
The problem, well, it's not a problem, but it's the way things are now is like if you're living in a city, you want bars and restaurants and clubs and like fun shit to do when you go out at night. And then you're like, you do that in your 20s or whatever. And then you get married and you're like, oh, adult, we need a house and, things that we need to save our money
Yeah.
for.
I need an
And
Outback
then-
Steakhouse.
Exactly. Outback, what? Why'd you go there?
I don't know.
So weird.
Seems like a Midwest restaurant.
you know, you need a Chili's.
Bob
That's what
Evans.
you need.
There you go.
Trust me. Bob Evans. Nothing says Midwest to me more than Bob Evans
Welcome
and Meyer.
to Bob Evans and
Because
Myers.
Meyer does not exist.
Myers. There's 16
Myers.
S's on
See,
the end of
that's
that.
weird.
Isn't it just Meyer?
It
It's
is.
just Meyer.
It's just
Yeah,
Myers.
but everyone
yeah.
goes-
Don't make me
We call it
self-conscious.
Myers. We call it Myers here.
You must not be from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
He's not one of us.
But just the whole act of getting groceries and having to park and worry about where your car is parked on the side of the street and all that crap, and just everything is just people, just
Yeah.
constantly, and everything's compressed in, and it's like you're out here and like there's a good amount of space between me and my next door neighbor, and
Yeah.
like, you know, with the exception of like the traffic into Detroit, you can drive and park in Detroit without much of a problem and get where you want to go and like go see a show or go out to a restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
And like it's just so much more convenient.
Yeah.
And like what you're giving up, the way kind of things have shifted now, where like it's like, you know, if it's about like food and like good bars and restaurants,
Yeah.
like, every place has good bars and every restaurant now is like some hipstery, like obnoxious.
That's what it's becoming.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's it. So then what are you gaining from being in a city other than you
Yeah.
know, paying way too much rent to live in a closet where your kitchen sink and your bathroom sink is the same sink.
I don't know. I like to go to a nice Chili's.
It's safe.
Everyone's
Oh
safe.
God, I can't. Like nothing aggravates me more.
That's honestly like I don't know. I actually don't know what I like about it. I think it's just become a meme now
Yeah.
because like I don't go to Chili's and all I talk about is going to Chili's and I haven't been in a year. It's great. I don't know why I've never been.
Oh, it's Chili's, Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Friday. It's like no.
I've got an Olive Garden
No.
gift card collecting dust. It's under my bed. I don't know. I'm never gonna use it.
Is it under your bed like when your grandma would like hide the money from the bank? I don't trust the bank with my gift
Yeah,
cards.
it's there. Just cash, Sacagawea coins, and then Olive Garden gift card.
Nice. I mean, you use them. You still gotta go eat.
Bunch of $2 bills.
But I'm not. No. If I'm coming out of like my pocket and I'm at the Olive Garden, like stab me in the eye with one of those breadsticks, please.
Make them softer.
That is true. They're very hard. So, well, it's kind of interesting, because all three of us, we do like to do stand up is a hobby and stuff. We got a married guy with kids, married and single. So it's all kind of different how we can all.
Life is just one big
Just the
melting pot.
generations just coming together.
Yeah.
It's just.
Well, you guys are like way young. How old are you?
26.
26, and you're married. Goddamn.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I'm kind of a weirdo. I kind of took the pilgrim approach where I had one girlfriend when I was 17, dated her for a bunch of years, and then got married to her. So I'm probably going to have like 16 kids and then die at the age of 30.
Oh wow! So this studio is not going to last very long.
Living the dream.
This is soon going to be a nursery
Yeah.
with 20 children in it.
Probably.
Be a lot more
like-
edits in the podcast.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, it's crying again.
You can
okay.
leave up the toys at least. That's good. You don't have to take down
Yep.
that
I'm
shelf.
building up my pop collection for the children, whatever. But yeah, so that's my thing. So everyone's like, "Wow, you married young." I'm like, yeah, but I mean, I was with her for like a decade. So kind of
Was it like a decade or was it a decade?
No,
This is recorded.
it felt like a decade. It felt so long, especially engagement.
There you go. How were you engaged for? A year? It was quick, right?
About a year and
Yeah.
a half. Yeah.
Okay.
Proposed in December of like 2014. Got married 2016. So
Damn.
Jeez.
yeah.
Did you do the long engagement, short engagement?
Short engagement. No, well, we were engaged for a year and a half.
Okay.
But
That's pretty average.
But we were only together a year before I proposed.
You said a year?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to get a May wedding with a year and a half time?
I don't know how we did it, man. 31st, we got it in right at the end.
Wait, did you seriously?
The May wedding.
That's just a random guess.
Oh.
Why would I know when you got married?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I was like, let's do research on this guy?
To be fair,
Married in May.
most people get married in either like May. June.
I mean, I had a 1 in 3rd
I mean,
shot,
like
but-
I got married in May, so it kind of worked
Especially,
out.
I said I got married out in Michigan. Wait, yeah, we got married in Michigan in January. We thought it'd be a good
Yeah,
time.
whatever. I'm a prophecy. Just don't take that away from me.
I did go to a February wedding in Michigan, and I was like, "Why even get married?
Yeah.
No one wants to
What are
go."
we doing here?
Just can we do
The
the
ice
divorce?
and
Can
the
we
snow.
can we do the divorce party right after
Like,
the ceremony?
There's just no way this is clearly for legal purposes.
It's like they just didn't Google.
This is fucking doomed. Who's pregnant?
exactly.
Have you ever been to a wedding like that where it just doesn't even seem like they looked up the word wedding before they got married? Where they're like, all right, it's a Thursday at noon in February in Michigan. Come on by, wear your favorite sweatpants. What's a wedding?
Well, yeah.
Cash bar.
Well, it's funny being from the East Coast. They do weddings up. like big time. And they do them to a degree down here because we're like it's a suburb of like of like a city. So there's more money flying around up here. But like in New York, it's like a deal. And now it's like so expensive that people just get married on like a Sunday. Or like a Friday, you know what I mean? Like the Saturday wedding now on the East Coast is only for the elite.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it just getting the venue is just like unaffordable?
The price is like I mean you'll spend like 50, 60 grand on a wedding easy.
Oh,
and
wow.
not get much out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You ever seen that show, Married at First Sight?
Yeah.
that's a bad way to do it.
So I feel like in order to secure the arranged marriage, they're like, listen, we got to have as many people so that way they feel the guilt of all these people if they ever decide
That seems like a real
to do the
gamble.
split. Yeah.
Getting two people together who've never like met or anything like that. You're like, okay, so we have to do some real. We got to strike some real fear into these people, like from the parent perspective of like we're arranging this and you better just get along.
You know how much work I put in this better work out.
Which is just crazy to me.
How long before you have your first argument? 13 seconds into the marriage? Like, I don't understand. Like,
Why did we get pink flowers? It just starts off.
I like tulips. I'm allergic. Well, all right. Let's go back to the drawing board.
This was a bad idea.
This is a bad idea. You want to go? Let's turn this into a show.
Yeah. So my side's, my whole Italian side, they took up 75% of the wedding anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, when you did the show, man, you brought 75% of the crowd with you, so that was nice. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. That doesn't always happen. And I think it's the only time my family's ever come ever.
Well, because it's in Troy.
Because it's in Troy. There's like, well, I guess we can walk over there. Like if it,
Dude, I'm not sure how comfortable your grandma would have been at like Trixie's or
No.
probably not.
Well, you have a very, your act is very like comedy club. You have a very comedy club kind of act.
Hopefully that's a compliment. I don't know.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's a compliment or an insult. I think I just noticed the material and the way people do. You'd be very suited to like doing Ridley's on a Saturday night. You know what I mean? Like featuring or whatever. For somebody where it's a full room of like, like middle-aged-ish people that are just out to have a good time.
Yeah.
So like that's I hope that wasn't an enemy.
No.
But it just where you see a lot of people and it's like it's either too raw or it's where it's just you could just tell somebody's niche like almost immediately, and I just
narrows the crowd a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I used to do just a bunch of like dark humor and all that stuff, and I for some reason like if I didn't get a laugh, I'd be like, I feel like I was lying to myself. So then I just started to make fun of things that I actually knew. And when you start making fun of like your grandmother, there's only so much swearing you can do. So I was just like, all right. So my act just kind of went from there. But
being genuine to yourself. We all learned a lesson today.
Depends what kind of whore your grandmother is, I suppose.
That's true. That's true. If she was a whore, it'd be different.
But she was a whore. My
Let me
grandpa met her
clarify
on
on the
Tinder.
podcast. I am not calling anybody's grandmother a whore. It's just for the sake of the joke.
I'm gonna actually get out the yellow pages. We're just gonna reading people's names and calling their grandmother a whore.
This Dolores chick, she's definitely
Aaron Smith, whore.
Wait, why do you have a yellow pages?
I don't know. I made one family video reference and now I'm back in the 90s.
Oh man, how's that place still in business?
We don't know.
You want to spend 10 minutes talking about it? Because we do.
Yeah, dude. We're still trying to figure that out.
I still go.
Do you?
Yeah, it's right down the block from my house.
What was the last thing you rented?
I was just there. I think I got Coco for the kids. That's why, because my kids have seen every movie.
Yeah.
Like every movie now.
Yeah.
Coco.
Yeah, the Pixar one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The little Mexican
Mr.
kid.
3000 animated. I don't know. Bernie Mac.
What the You're too young to make obscure Bernie Mac references. You know that, right?
Listen, I watch the old clips that are available on YouTube, and that's it. I'm cultured.
All right, that's fair.
Do you notice anything different with your kids versus like how you grew up? I mean, besides the fact that you grew up in New York and they grew up in Michigan, like
Oh well, yeah, I can't compare. I was an only child growing up, so I just
Okay.
had me, and I have 3, and they just they're constantly not messing with each other, but they're constantly interacting, which I never really got to interact with.
Oh, yeah, that is a different dynamic. Yeah.
Even my cousins are all the closest one I had like 4 years older than me. So I had like all older cousins. I had no siblings. So
you were
like
the
just
youngest
me.
cousin and no siblings.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So, which was fine. I had, friends growing up and stuff like that, but I didn't have like siblings.
Yeah.
Which is a little more, I think, intensive peer interaction.
Yeah.
And to see my kid, they're always like just fucking with each other. It's great.
Yeah.
But they're they're also being brought up in this new world, where fucking even math is different now. Apparently, like
That's that's like my biggest uproar of just being like, why isn't 2 and 2 4 anymore? What happened?
wait, I got to do what? I got to break. I got sticks and dots and squares. Like, what the? Just fucking add the numbers.
We're using abacuses again. What happened?
So
We're going back in time.
and I didn't grow up with like internet, Facebook. I mean,
No.
I'm trying to think. Internet was just when I was getting out of college. Internet
Oh, wow.
was, starting to like really take hold. Like we had it a little bit.
You didn't have a screen name in high school?
I had like an email address, but it was like
Yahoo?
It was like no, it wasn't even that. AOL. I had AOL. Yeah,
There you go.
no, it's from
You had to
from
get the
early
CD
days.
for internet.
The CD. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But no, you had an email address, but you had to look it up on like a DOS, like an old school.
Yeah.
You know what I
man.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it was like that. It was that old where you'd get like your emails and like that blocky and would come out on the printer with the.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? The spool printer with
Yeah.
the paper with the holes on the side.
Dear Dan, stop. Things are well. Stop. It's a long winter. Stop.
But yeah, no, I couldn't be like a kid with Facebook. I would have been. Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Either I would have been cyberbullying or I would have been harshly cyberbullied.
Yeah. You're on one end of the spectrum.
Yeah, one or the other. There wouldn't have been middle ground for
No.
me. I was a loudmouth asshole of a kid.
It blows my mind, and I feel like they don't stand a chance with like how young you start with social media. Like that's I feel like that's scary. Like if every comedian, but like everyone my age is just like hanging on the ledge with depression because of social media, and we started when we were like 16.
Yeah.
Like if you're starting
Yeah.
when you were like 8 and someone's just like, that's a stupid dress, and you're like, wow, people hate me. And
Yeah.
then just like, damn.
I mean, yeah, and I have to like really be out in front of it. It's like so prevalent.
Yeah.
It's like it's weird because we're so blindly in on like cell phones and technology in general, where it's just like, oh yeah, cool. It's like I feel like that's like the cigarettes for like our generation.
Yeah, everybody smoked.
You know what I mean?
Everybody used Facebook,
everybody
yeah.
smoked and like no filter, no, you know what I mean? It's like for Jesus, like
I use Facebook 4 or 5 times a day.
yeah.
I stare at my phone constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly.
I'm up to a pack of Facebook a day.
I actually have two. I have a work phone and my own phone.
Yeah.
So I'm staring at 2 different
When it's
phones
not one, it's
like
the
at all
other.
times, like for on any given day. And it just sucks. It just drains the life out of you.
Yeah.
And you realize that you're doing it like I'm sitting down like watching TV at night and I'm just still holding my phone in my hand. I'm just like, dude, what are you doing?
Do you ever try waking up and not immediately looking at your phone?
Oh,
You'll never wake up. You'll never get out of bed.
That's like a mental exercise.
That's what I've
that
been trying to
now.
do.
Yeah, I try to put my phone in
I
another
actually did that
room,
this morning.
and it's the
Yeah.
most painful thing.
Didn't look this morning. I can separate myself.
Yeah.
But I still throughout the day it's such a presence in my
Yeah.
in my life and everybody's life now. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And I don't think we're like thinking it through.
No.
You know what I mean? It's
Not
gonna
at
come
all.
out between brain tumors or like why there's like a shooting every other day now. Like
Yeah.
it like more than likely it's the phone.
Something
and
about-
not Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Like boredom doesn't exist anymore. You just go on your phone.
No, it does exist. I think that's the problem. Is like now
It's
like a different-
disguised
There's
as.
a different level
Yeah.
of boredom. We're just like we're just staring at fucking BuzzFeed.
You ever been just like scrolling through Facebook and you just like basically like blacked out and be like, I don't know what I was looking at for the last hour, but I was looking at something.
I noticed that I don't see a lot from people anymore on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's all just, whatever comedy shows are going on or whatever articles are being shared by, whatever.
It's like articles are
There's
for
very
us,
few people.
stand-up.
Like it's more peppered in now than it's ever been, I've noticed, where it's like your feed is like 80%, like marketing
For events
and
almost. It's,
advertising
yeah.
for, articles or
Yeah.
like whatever. And then it's just a couple of people with their kids and their, their life shit going on.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too because it's not just a millennial thing anymore, or like a young like teenager thing. Because like my mom, she tries to convince herself I never go on Facebook, but she shares a billion things all day long. If I get another like glittered flower that says like a whole poem about your son, I'm gonna flip a lid. Because all she does is go on Facebook and just share garbage.
It's like the worst thing. Having your parents on Facebook.
Yeah, or like my grandparents, they'll do it too. But yet, like when you talk to them, they're like,
That's why you got to respect like old men because my dad has no interest.
Yeah.
No
My
idea what's even
father-in-law-
going on.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, my
he has-
father-in-law-
He probably has a Facebook page and it just has the blank profile silhouette picture and has
silhouette.
never been used. It's got
Yeah.
like 3 friends.
It's a profile picture from that his wife set up.
And it was and it only exists because like either my mother or my wife like one day made him a profile and he was like, fuck this.
He had to RSVP one
What
time.
is this stupid?
He's like, I'm gonna work on the car. I don't have time for this.
You know what's nice though? My mom has recently become like self-aware of like moms on Facebook, and so like I'll be talking to her. I'll be like, "Did you see that video I shared? I wanted you to see it if you haven't seen it already." She goes, "Oh, I saw it. I just didn't want to like it. You know, I didn't want your mom liking your thing on Facebook." I go, "Mom, you can like my stuff on Facebook. You don't have to be embarrassed." She goes,
Just don't comment on
"Just
my
don't
thing.
comment on it. Don't wish me how you doing."
Oh my god! Not only does she comment, like I'd say it's a coin flip as to whether or not it's going to be embarrassing or whatever, and then she'll call me later
Oh, nice.
to ask me about the comment if I saw the comment.
Oh,
I
man.
feel like you don't understand the point of Facebook.
I saw it.
Leave it in
There's a
there.
notification.
Leave
They
it
tell
in
me.
there.
This is not conversation fodder. Leave it on the fucking Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I just remember. So you know, how sometimes you'll go on the news feed and you'll see like, oh, Billy sent a link to Johnny. So I had like one of those where I sent it to like my brother, this like thing, and it was like called like cookie cutter computer, whatever, and he could build his own computer. So I sent him a link like that. And so my grandmother comments on it and she's like, cookie cutter? I don't need no cookie cutter. I already got a cookie cutter. Because she thought for some reason it was for her.
Maybe that
All
was her
right,
type
anyways, gonna go do this and do that. And she's like talking about her days still, you know. You know, Janine, she died later, so make sure you say a pray for her. God bless. And you're just like, what?
Maybe your grandmother is trying to be funny.
She
You ever
might
think about
be.
that?
Maybe she's the ultimate troll.
I think so.
She
Cookie
could-
cutter, more like douchebag.
Why can't old people know the names of things?
I don't understand. Why aren't things
choose-
the way they are?
They
Why can't
choose
they,
not to.
why can't they pronounce Chipotle?
Chipotle. There's no,
Chipotle. You want that Chipotle?
What you mix? You're missing 6 letters.
Yeah.
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
There's something with old people where they're just like, I'm not gonna keep up. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna even try.
I'm not gonna put the effort for it.
And they
To-
just
to sit
purposely-
there and watch and, let
they-
my brain soak it in.
And they let their and they have that willful ignorance and they act like it's like above everybody. Like I don't need any of that Chipotle papa. And you're just like, you can't even say it right. And how do you know you don't like it or not?
Like that Pokemans. You know that's not how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Stop it.
How many kids come up to you and say, I want the Pokemans? None.
Like you
so
have to. It's
true.
like you have to actively pronounce it wrong.
Yeah, you're
You're
it's
actively
exhausting
you're
to say
trying to
Pokemon.
not say it.
They're
right.
trying to like dumb it down. I can't stand that.
It's God forbid a movie ends open-endedly. My parents will get a divorce. Like, it'll just end everything.
I'm not even mad at you, honey, but this can't work.
I lived it for an hour and 45 minutes, and then at the hour and 46-minute mark, they just changed everything for me. What? They just let it up to your imagining. Maybe there's a sequel, maybe there's not. Nope. Forget it. Bad movie.
But here's another thing too, because then you have other older people who, if it is a closed ending, they go, "Oh, I know what's gonna happen.
Saw that
next.
coming.
Saw that coming. That's not new." It's like you can't win with.
We
these
know
people.
it's not new. There's a
I don't
billion
really
movies
know
that you've
what
seen.
we want out of the movies anymore.
What do you want? What would you have liked to happen? That's what I'm going to say
I
next
don't
time.
know. So let's talk Star Wars then.
Yes,
because I
let's
want
talk
to know because it's right because I'm staring at Boba Fett like right there.
I got Boba Fett. I got Chewbacca up there. I got Darth Vader, Kylo Ren. You were in a good space, sir.
Good. See, but no, I'm not in a good space because I don't get it. I don't get why everybody's so obsessed with Star, especially now.
Now, did you watch the younger ones when you were younger? Did you watch them?
I watched
in
the
a natural
original 3.
event?
I think I was kind of young. I mean, they
Yeah.
came out when I was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
you know, you know, that's about when you would remember watching something, and they were already old by
Yeah.
then. So I liked them, saw them. You know, I saw when they they made the prequels, and I had the same kind of thought. I was like, wait, why does everything look better? It's supposed to be before the other stuff happened.
Yeah.
How do they get more technology?
And it wasn't until like The Force Awakens came out and I watched and I was like actively in the movie watching it. Like I paused in my head and I was like, wow, I'm really enjoying this. And maybe it was the nostalgia of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But now at this point, now that that's done and like Disney now owns it,
Yeah.
there's been like 4 movies in the span of
Yeah.
like 3 years, and they're just gonna keep going.
And
They're
before
not
then, it
gonna
was like,
stop.
what was it, 10 years in between each movie?
Yeah, so that's what I mean is like you're not giving us a chance to like love it anymore. It's just like you're just feeding us constantly. It's
Yeah.
gonna be, You know,
That's kind of a good way to word it. Kind of with, in this generation we're in, you're not giving us a chance to love it.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Well, it's also too in this generation that we're in. Content just comes and goes so quickly, and you just want more and more content. That it just devalues it, and that's true. Like I remember as a kid when the prequels were coming out, and I was a kid and I didn't know better. I'd get excited for like when the DVD was going to come out, because then
happens so
then
quick
you can
now.
watch it. Yeah, you know that they're going to make another one next 6 seconds, so you're just like, okay, I don't really need to enjoy this one. I just kind of watch it and go, okay, what's going to happen next? It's almost like a TV show at this point.
Yeah.
maybe it's a good that maybe everybody's got to calm down and stop being so into like media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's our problem.
Gotta start playing with sticks and rocks again.
Well, I mean, there's probably a bunch of people. I'm probably one of them, but when you find a group of people that are really, really into something that's like Star Wars, Jurassic Park, whatever. When you find out like they're really, really into it, like that's their identity, then you're like, I think we got some problems here. Like you realize that this is fake, right? Like,
Oh yeah, I don't even like people who like the same music as me.
Isn't that
Like
I don't know if it's for the same reasons, but I agree.
Yeah.
Because
when I go to you go to a concert of a band that you like really like, and then you're like, oh, wow, I hate everybody here.
yes.
what it is, but
you don't love that song as much as I love
no,
it.
you don't, and you're weird.
Or you find the guy that really loves that song, and you're like, you need to take it easy.
Why do you know more lyrics than me? I
This
don't
is
like
just
that.
noise.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know if it's probably the same across genres, but I'm into, to paint a picture, I'm really into electronic music.
Okay.
God, I hate everyone who likes electronic music, and I love it so much. It's just.
I'll bet those shows are a bitter pill, my friend.
I was just like,
a lot.
why does everyone look homeless? And also covered in beads. I don't get what's happening here.
Why is there a glow stick in your mouth?
Yeah, most of the bands that I used to like.
I can smell 80% of you.
Yeah.
All if you smell terrible.
Yeah, I stopped winning the shows because with my weak physique, all the bands I used to like, a lot of mosh pits and just beating the crap out of each other. I'm like, I just want to enjoy the show. I want to see what equipment they have. I just want to be in the experience.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just like,
Yeah,
we're
no.
so dedicated. We're going to ignore what's going on up there and just punch each other right in the face and kick. So that way everyone knows that our
Mosh
parents
pits are a
don't
big
love
man's
us.
game. Yeah, no, definitely.
Not to be thinking I'm older than I am, but I realized I was starting getting older. The higher my seat got that I bought for the concert, to where now I'm just on the balcony.
Hell yeah.
And I'm just like,
Best spot.
just shoulder width, just 3 feet. I need 3 feet on either side. I'm safe.
Well, think about it. No, don't worry about how high up you are. Think about how close do you really need to be to this band.
Oh my God, why was I up against the speaker when I was 18? What was going on with all that?
And especially like, these bands and, comedians or any sort of performer, who does something that somebody loves, like, yeah, they like that they have fans, but they don't give a fuck about you.
No. Why are you waving the whole time? Just, hey.
Are you, so when you guys go see a comedian, I assume you go to like, when somebody big comes to town,
Yeah.
do you make it a point to like try to meet them and get a picture?
No.
Or shake a hand?
No. I should, though.
We're men. We don't.
No.
No, I see. I don't agree. Like it's to me, that's like so false.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you're not genuinely, like if you don't genuinely like have like a moment with that person,
Yeah.
Like why would you like?
Don't you know it's fake?
Well, we just saw Gary Goldman at Ann Arbor Comedy,
Oh, God.
and he's amazing, of course. But he, at the end of the show, he'll stand by the exit, and because people want to shake his hand, take a picture, and I'm just like,
It's just to say you did it.
yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like who's that for?
Yeah. Giving
You know?
them my CD.
I promise you, he hates it.
Promise.
And like, what do you? So you have a picture of you like having a false moment with somebody who's like modestly famous.
And you
everyone-
can tell in their eyes too, they don't want to be there.
No, exactly.
They don't
That
think
smile.
they're not like, oh, sweet, Greg's here. Let's take a picture. No.
All right, full disclosure, I have a picture with Gary Goldman
From that night?
No, from a separate.
Well, then that way it's fine. It's fine. You're not
It's
talking
okay.
about that night.
No, we took a picture with my wife the last show where he was doing that.
So this is where
So I'm just as guilty.
Well, obviously, we all are.
I don't agree with it though. It's this self-hating I'm doing right now.
I just can't stand how like it's kind of to a point now where if you go to a show, go to a concert, whatever, if you don't take photos, if you don't make a post about it, they act like it's not going to exist. Like no, like they're going to charge us if we don't make a post about this.
Yeah.
I can't stand. It's like I just want to enjoy this. I just dropped like $200 just to watch this thing.
Oh my God.
I don't want to.
Everybody
I don't need the
recording,
world to
like
know.
Just an ocean of cell phones.
That's what it is. If you ever
Yeah.
see like a video there, it's what it is. I was just at a show, a concert on the balcony having a ball, and there was a girl and her boyfriend in front of us, and the girl just gorgeous. She's happy to be there, and the boyfriend looks like he's content being there, and she's not exaggerating. You know how people they were taking selfies the whole time. Her phone was constantly on record. It was either selfies or videos, to where at one point she was just like recording me. Like she was like out of her own mind. So she was just like, I was just like, I don't know. What do I do? Do I high five the camera? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. But the whole time, to her point, like he's recording her on her phone, but he's holding it. And then like she would go to the bathroom, and then he would just sit down, play on his phone. He does not want to be at the concert.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous. And it ended. It had a happy ending, which is why I'm telling you guys this. She went to go to the bathroom for the 15th time, and her foot got stuck in one of the folding chairs for like way too long. Like her foot wasn't. There's no way her foot was really stuck. But she was just like screaming, and like so more tension was around her. People were just like, we got to call the fire department. We got to airlift her out of the Fillmore or wherever we were. It was great, and he was recording her while her foot was stuck. But it was like casual, like he was holding it up to her. I was like, "Are you recording your girlfriend?" He's like, "Shh." Never saw him for the rest of the night. It was great.
Jeez.
What show? Kygo.
I don't know what that is.
That's why I didn't say.
I don't know yet.
The musical stylings of
You
Kygo.
just aged me.
Turn on 98.7.
What the hell is a Kygo?
It's a dinosaur that they don't
I think
show
that's what they fought in Pacific Rim.
The Kygo.
All right, so Dan, as we wrap up, is there anything you have any plugs? Anything you'd like the audience to know?
Come see Eats and Laughs at Eats and Crafts. We are first Friday of every month, except this month, of course. Our next show is on June 8th at Escape in Troy. Look us up on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and come to the damn show.
Beautiful.
All right, love it. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Here we go.